Israel Shalom, it's your brother Joshua. Israel Shalom, it's your brother Joshua. Shalom, it's your brother Joshua here. Israel Shalom, it's your brother Joshua here with examples of the light. It's your brother Joshua here with examples of the light with another quick breakdown. Israel Shalom, it's your brother Joshua here with examples of the light with another quick breakdown. First and foremost, we gotta give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Let's give an all praise to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus. Second, I'd like to give double honors to the elders that have been pushing this truth with sincerity. And last but not least, another strong shalom to our brothers and sisters out there who are allowing their light to shine, that others might see their good works and glorify the Father, which is in heaven. Like I said, Israel, it's your brother Joshua here. We have another beautiful topic. We are going into the new moon. Happy new moon, Israel. Today is our new moon, and we're going to go into it. Now, a lot of people don't know what a new moon is, so we're going to break it down. And we ain't going to make it too long, Israel. I know Jake like to say that a lot. Nah, seriously, we ain't going to make it too long. We're going to try to get straight to the point so you guys can understand. So the new moon is basically what you consider our new month. You know how the white man has the January 1st or February 1st to be their new month? We go by actually what the Lord has created, which is the sun and moon. The signs in heaven. He gave us the sun and moon, well, the moon per se, for months and years and sign of feasts. So that's how we know that is a new moon. Now, some brothers out there, now all praise to the Most High God for our other brothers out there rehearsing the righteous acts. They go by the dark moon. Now we, at Examples of the Light, go by the full moon. You know, a lot of brothers go by the lunar moon, other brothers go by the dark moon, other brothers go by the full moon. But hey, long as the brothers and sisters out there rehearsing the righteous acts, all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He get the glory. But all praise to the Most High, we go by the full moon. So when we see the moon is full, hey, we like all praise to the Most High. It's a new moon, which means a new month. So we're going to get into these precepts, and we're going to explain it to you guys and show you what you can do on the new moon and what you can't do on the new moon. And basically, it's a Sabbath. It's a high day. So you guys, there's no buying or selling on a new moon. But there is cooking. You can cook on the new moon. So all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for us to be able to have a nice feast today or tonight, because our feast days always begin when the sun goes down, according to Genesis 1 and 5, which we'll get shortly. But let's get into it. So we're going to start off with 1 Peter 4:11, like we do all of our topics. Let everybody know that we're going to speak, thus says the Lord, and not our words. This is 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom we praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. So we always going to speak, thus says the Lord, Israel, because we don't know nothing. So we ought to get into this new moon, man. Let's go to the book of Sirach first, in our Apocrypha. Israel, please have yourself an Apocrypha. We've been doing this for a minute now, and you better have ordered yourself an Apocrypha. It's not that much money. You should have yourself a 1611 as well. Let's go to the book of Sirach in your Apocrypha. Chapter, where I want to start at. 33 and verse 7. Sirach 33 and 7. It says, why do one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? So the question is, why do one day excel another when the sun is upon every day? Basically, the sunrise, sunset. So what makes one day better than another? Let's find out. By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished. By the knowledge of who? Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. They were distinguished. And he altered seasons and feasts. So the Lord gave us seasons and feasts. Now we're going to get into one of these feasts that the Lord has given us, which is the new moon. It says, some of them have he made high days. So we have high days, and hallowed them. And some of them have he made ordinary days. So let me give you an ordinary day. So-called Memorial Day that's coming up is an ordinary day. But today, right now, as we talking, this is so-called May 23rd, sundown, is our new moon. And this is a high day. Memorial Day, ordinary day. May 23rd, sundown, new moon, high day. Like I said, other brothers go by the dark moon, so I'm not throwing no shot. Hey, all praise to the Most High for our brothers out there rehearsing the righteous acts. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Long as we're rehearsing. I got a couple of precepts I'm going to go into at the end about basically I'm going to just go into it right now. Let's just deal with it. Now, we go by it because, this is what the Lord said. This is Revelation chapter 2. Yeah, I'm going to show you something, man. 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. So the Lord said, what you have already, hold fast to it, man. So guess what? We learned by keeping the full moon, so we're going to hold fast to it, man. Because the Bible said a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And we're not like children tossed to and from with different doctrines. So, hey, if other brothers been doing the dark moon for how long? Hey, all praise to the Most High, you've been doing it. If other brothers been doing the full moon for how long? All praise to the Most High, you've been doing it. If other brothers doing a little moon, hey, all praise to the Most High, you've been doing it. So you're rehearsing the righteous acts. That's all that matters to our brothers and sisters out there, that we're trying to keep the feast while everybody else in the world is not doing anything. See, today was preparation day, so what we had to do was get everything for the Sabbath as well, because it's a double Sabbath. So after today, sundown, tomorrow sundown, it'll be the Sabbath for us. So you have to prep yourself for double. And that's what you call basic preparation, man. A lot of people don't take the time out or consider that thing. But we do, because this is called doing the things that's pleasing to the Lord. We're trying to be on the Lord's good side, man. So we hold fast to what we know, what we have already. Give you another precept. This is 2 Timothy's, showing you why we keep what we keep. And I'm going to go into the precepts to show you why we believe is what it is. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. So, but continue in what you have learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. So you continue the things which you have learned, man. You continue in the things which you have learned. Continue in them, man. Continue in them. Hey, ain't hurting nothing, man. Continue in them, man. That's all we saying. That's why we go by the full moon, because this is what we've been taught. So this is what we're going by. So let's show you why we was taught this and why we believe it. And so we can get into this new moon thing. This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. Verse 14. This is going into the creation. So this is Genesis 1 and verse 14. And it says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. So the Lord had created lights in the firmament. Now the Bible say lights. Now when you think of a light, you think of something that's illuminating. And other brothers like to say, and I understand, I get what they're saying, but I'm going to show you a precept what we go to and how we understand what we believe. They say, some other brothers be like, well, the moon still shines when it's dark. And it may do, but we don't see it. So that's why we go by the full moon being a light that the Lord has created from the very beginning. Let's get that. Let's keep reading. Verse 15. It says, and let them be for lights. There's that word lights again. And in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. So it gave light upon the earth. And God made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. What are those two lights? The sun and the moon. And it says, Salakia. And the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So this is going into the fourth day. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. So, hey, these are lights that the Lord has created. These are lights. And I'm going to show you something heavy, man. I'm going to show you something heavy. So let's go to our Apocrypha. Back to our Apocrypha. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 6. And this is going into creation as well, man. But we're going to start at 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 38. It says, and I said, O Lord, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation. So it's going into creation. Even the first day. Even the what? The first day. And saidest thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. So when God created everything in the beginning, it was what? A perfect work. So everything God created in the beginning, it was what? Perfect. Just remember that word, perfect. So I can show you why we keep the full moon. Remember that word what? Perfect. All right. Let's jump down to verse 45. It says, upon the 4th day, so this is giving another count of Genesis chapter 1. It says, upon the 4th day, thou commandest that the sun should shine. So on the 4th day, the Lord commanded that the what? The sun shall shine. And what? And the moon give her light. Hey, we can stop right there and show you why we keep the full moon as the new moon. Because the Lord's, in the Bible, it says, on the 4th day, the moon gave his light. And it was perfect. I'm going to show you something. And the stars should be in order. And gavest them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. So that's why everything was created for man. So we don't worship the sun and moon because they were created for us. So those people out there that's bugged out worshiping the sun and the moon and stars, their mind is not right because they don't understand that those things were created for us. See, you learned something new just now, Israel. All praise to the Most High. So remember that. Remember that. Remember the word perfect, and it gave light on upon what day? The 4th day when the Lord created it. Now let's go to Sirach chapter 43. Let's put the nail in the coffin now. Sirach 43. And we're going to start at verse 6. Sirach 43 and 6. And it says, he made the moon also to serve in her seasons. So the moon is supposed to serve in her seasons for a declaration of time, a sign of the world. So a moon is a sign. So the moon is a sign, something you can literally see. And you know something, I'm going to give you another precept right quick. I'm going to show you something. See, a lot of brothers like to say, well, the moon don't have to be a sign to be able to see it. But then again, we use Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse, 43? Let me get it right quick. This is Deuteronomy. I'm going to show you something heavy. Deuteronomy 28 and 46. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So what's going to be upon the children of Israel? The curses. The curses is something you can physically see that's upon our people. A sign is something you can literally see. Like the sign behind us that says examples of the light. That's a sign that you can see. So the moon was created for a sign that you can see. All right. Okay. Done with that. Let's go back to Sirach 43. 43 and 6. Sirach 43 and 6. It says, he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of time, a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast. So when you see the moon, it's a sign of feast. Like you look at the moon right now and you count down. Because guess what's coming up next? Pentecost. So you have to understand and count when you see the moon. It's a sign for you to see that you can determine the things that's about to happen. Just like, I'm going to give you another, let me finish reading this. I'm going to give you another example. It says, for the moon is a sign of feast, a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. So it's a light that decreases in her perfection. So when it's perfect, it does what? Decrease. So when it's perfect, it's what? Full. I'm going to show you that part where it says a sign. Let's see that again. It says, verse 7 again, it says, from the moon is the sign of feast. The moon is a sign of feast. Let's go to the book of Exodus chapter. Before I do that, let me do something else. Let me keep reading because I got to get my point first. Let me get my point first. This is verse 8. Sirach chapter 43 and verse 8. And it says, the moon, Salakia, The month is called after her name. So where you get month from? That's what we call it, the new moon, the new month. Month comes from moon. It says, the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. So we just saw a couple of things. I'm going to read 7 again. For the moon is a sign of feast. It is a sign. It says, a light that decreases in her perfection. It's a light that decreaseth in her perfection. So when it's perfect, it's what? Full. Then it decreaseth. So when the Lord made the moon in 2nd Esdras, when we read in chapter 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 45, it says the moon shined. When the moon was created, it gave its light. So when God created everything in the beginning, it was created what? Perfect. So we know that the moon was full on the first day. And it says the month is called after her name. And it's a sign of feast. Now let's go to Exodus chapter 12. I'm going to show you something, Israel. Exodus chapter 12. This is the book of Exodus chapter 12. And we're going to start at verse 1. Exodus 12 and 1. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. This month, where did the word month come from? The word moon. So when they saw the full moon, it says this moon shall be the beginning of months, or beginning of moons to you. So when you saw the moon full, when it was full, that was the beginning of months for the children of Israel. That was the beginning of the year. It says, and the Lord spake to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month, this moon, shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So what month is this going into? Now watch how he showed it's a sign of feast. Speak unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, so you count 10 days after you see the full moon, it says, of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. So this is going into the Passover. Because you know after the first full moon, 14 days at sundown, what is it? It's a Passover. So that's why it says a sign of feast. Because you see the moon and then you start counting down to when your feast is. That's why we go by the full moon. That's the new moon, Israel. I just wanted to clarify a couple of things before we literally get into the new moon. So all praise to the Most High God for us getting the understanding while we go by the full moon. Now other brothers out there doing the dark moon, and I understand, they can keep the dark moon as a new moon. I get it. All praise to the Most High God for you rehearsing the righteous acts. Unlike everybody else in the world doing what they want to do. So all praise to the Most High God for our brothers and sisters out there rehearsing the righteous acts. That's all that matters, Israel, that you rehearsing the righteous acts. So let's go to the book of Psalms. See that? We ain't got to be beefing about our brothers. Keep all praise to the Most High, man. This is the book of Psalms. Salakia. Psalms, let's get it. Where we going? Psalms chapter 81 and verse 3. It says, blow up the trumpets in the new moon, in the time appointed of our solemn feast day. So guess what? You're supposed to blow your trumpets, Israel. Every Israelite man should have themselves a shofar. This is one of mine. This is one of my shofars I keep. And this one got Jerusalem on it. I like this one. This is a little nice, cool one I got. And you blow your trumpets. For the new moon. You blow your trumpets, Israel. You blow your trumpets for the feast of the new moon, man. My sons got their trumpets. All praise to the Most High God. I know they're blowing theirs. And this is what we're supposed to do. I got a few of them. Now this one got a hollow sound because it has this supposedly, silver and gold on it, but it got this stuff on it. So it got a little hollow sound. But all praise to the Most High. You blow your trumpets up, Israel, during the feast of the new moon. This is what you're supposed to do as men, because it's a commandment that you blow the trumpets for the new moon. We just read it. Let's read it again. This is the book of Psalms chapter 81 and 3. Blow up the trumpets in the new moon. Can't make that up. In the time appointed of our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. So, hey, this was a commandment to blow up the trumpets during the new moon, Israel. And this is your feast, man. You know it's time, a sign of feast. You see the new moon, you see you count down, and now you know what feast is coming. This is how we do it. So when people ask me a question, people ask me questions at work. They be like, okay, it's your new month, right? So how you determine the month that we living in? Like, because this is the third month now for us. But in the world, this is still the 5th month. So you got to continue to have all those things in your mindset when you operating in this world, man. But hey, all praise to the Most High. The Lord will give you that wisdom that you may be able to understand and remember how to do it. It's almost like what you put your mind to or what you focus on, the Lord going to have you to occupy in it. You're going to be like, oh, it's so confusing. No, it's only confusing because you ain't thinking about it. Think upon it, Israel. Think upon it. Think upon it, man. We over here thinking upon these things. We're not like, oh, man, it's too hard. This is too much, man. This is too... No, we ain't doing that because it's not too much. All praise to the Most High. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse 10. It says, also in the day of your gladness. What is the new moon? Day of your gladness. What is the new moon? Day of your gladness. You're not sad on the new moon, Israel. You're happy. You're over here smiling. You're over here doing what you need to do on the new moon, man. You're not sad. Don't walk around with a sad face for the new moon, man. We ain't trying to see it. We don't want to see it. It says, also in the day of your gladness and in your solemn days, this is a solemn day, in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God. So you blow the trumpets, like we just read. And it's a day of gladness, Israel. This is a day of gladness. This is a day of joy. Every time you feast is a day of joy, Israel. That's all we have, man. This is all we have. This is all we have. People don't understand that these feast days is all we have that bring joy into our life, man. You blow the trumpet up, man. You happy. You give God all praises. Bashim Mashat Yahweh Kala Yah Bashim Yahweh Tawada Yahweh. You give all praise to the Most High God on these feast days, man. That's what you're supposed to do, because this is what the Lord do for us, man. You be happy. This is the time for us to be happy. And that's one thing our people don't get, being happy on the feast days. Now let's show you that there's no buying on these feast days. Now you can cook, because let me get that first. Showing you that you can cook, because you remember in the Bible when David kept the when they was keeping the new moon, that your boy David, they was about to do a feast. Let's get that first. Let's see if I can find that. Give me a second, Israel. Well, let me go to I want to go first. Let me see. Samuel, where we at? Let's see. Where we at? Then I said day tomorrow. There's a new. Let's see what we got. What we want to read at? I guess I'll just get the point. Go to the field. Hey, so where's the eagle? Cause Saul wanted to kill David. I'm gonna get it. This is 1 Samuel chapter 20 and verse. I start at verse 5. It says, and David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I shall not fail to sit with the king at meat. At meat is what? At dinner. It says, but let me go that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at evening. So guess what? They was going to have a feast for the new moon, because this is what we do. We feast. These are feast days. The Lord has given these days for us to feast and enjoy, man. Let's get the book of Nehemiah. Let's get Nehemiah. Let's get the book of Nehemiah. It's one in Nehemiah I really like in Nehemiah. Where we at? Let's see, Salakia Israel. Bear with me for 1 second. I get the one I want to get. I was about to go to another one, but it's all right. It's fine. This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. It says, and if the people of the land bring ware of any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day, or the holy day, and that we may leave the 7th year at the exaction of every day. So on holy days and Sabbath, we do not spend money. And this is what you consider a high day. We don't spend no money on this day, Israel. No spending money on the new moons. You can cook, have fun, enjoy, but you're not spending money. That's why you prep. And that's one thing people don't do. They don't prep because they don't think about it. See, we think about it. I'll give you another. Let's go to Ezra chapter 3 and verse 5. And it says, and afterwards offered they continual burnt offerings both on the new moons and of all the set feasts of the Lord that were consecrated, and everyone that willingly offer a freewill offering unto the Lord. So guess what? They kept the new moon and they was having a ball, Israel. So we got to keep the new moon. We got to keep the feast. These are the feasts that we're supposed to keep. And you can't be no Negro out here and want the feast to be over. Like, oh man, when the feast is going to be over. I'm going to show you that right quick. A lot of Negroes out here be dreading the day they see these feast days come, because they want to spend money. And they like, oh man, I want to spend money when the new moon and Sabbath are going to be over. You have niggas out here like that, Israel. You have a lot of terrible people out here that don't appreciate Salakia, that don't appreciate these feasts. See, we appreciate them because we know what they mean, man. It's a precept. Let me get this one first. This is Amos chapter 10, Salakia chapter 8 and verse 10. And I will turn your feasts into mourning and all your songs into lamentation. I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins and baldness upon every head, and I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. So guess what? Enjoy while you can, because I remember in the book of Tobit, when Tobit was trying to keep the feast, I believe it was what feast was that? I think it was Pentecost he was keeping, but somebody was killed. It was a brother out there hanging, and he said his feast had been turned into mourning. He can say, he can remember what Amos has said, because right now you can keep the feast fine, keep it fine, but it's some days coming where they're not going to be kept fine, and you're going to be destroyed for trying to keep these feast days. So enjoy these feasts while you can right now. Let me get a couple more, Israel. Told you I don't want to make these things too long no more, because I want people to take the time to hear them and go over them and just enjoy. Let's go to let's continue. Let's go up in Amos 8. This is Amos 8 and verse 4. It says, "Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making ephah small and the shekels great, and falsifying the balance by deceit." So a lot of people out here like, when is it going to be sundown so we can go hurry up and buy? Hurry up and buy. You going off, Israel. Enjoy these feasts that the Lord has given us, man. These are the things that the Lord has given us that we must do. And I love, all the feasts of the Lord, man, I literally enjoy them, man. I sit back and be ecstatic that I can keep the feast, man. Hey, y'all have no idea, man. This is something that I love doing with my family, man. We come together, blow the trumpets, go over scriptures, and give our praise to the Most High God for allowing us to keep the feast, man. This is the book of, we'll get a couple more and then we're going to wind down. This is the book of Judges. Let's get the classic in Judges, Israel. 5 and verse 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of drawn waters, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. So we got to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, man. Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of the village in the Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. So all praise to the Most High God for him allowing us to rehearse these righteous acts. Because guess what? You will be keeping a new moon in the kingdom. What? Yeah, you will be keeping a new moon in the kingdom. A lot of people don't understand that. That is in the Bible. And I'm going to show you that too. It's going to be one of the last precepts. Let me get a couple more. Where do I want to go now? Let's go to the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 15. Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bring good tidings, that publish peace. O Judah, what the Bible say? O Judah, keep the solemn feast. Perform the vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off. So, hey, keep the feast, Judah. Keep the feast, man. This is the book of Nehemiah. Let's get a couple more, Israel. This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter, where I want to go. This is Nehemiah 8 and verse 10. I'm going to get to the point. 8 and 10. It says, then he said unto them, go your way, eat the fat and drink the sweet. So eat the fat, it's not talking about eating the fat part. No, it's talking about eat your food, the fatness of the piece. It says, drink the sweet, your wine, send portions unto them, from whom nothing is prepared, for this day is holy unto our Lord. So this is a holy day. It says, neither be ye sorry. What the Bible say? Neither be ye sorry. Nobody should be fasting right now. I mean, it's days you can fast. I mean, the Lord had fast on for 40 days and 40 nights. You had Moses fast. You had Elijah to fast. You had Daniel to fast. But hey, right now, if you do your fast during the week and there's no what you consider a nationwide fast, anything like that, hey, don't fast on these new moons. Keep the feast, man. It says, neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So this is your joy right here. Keeping these feasts, man. Keeping the feast is your joy, Israel. Keep the new moons, man. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 23. Let's get Isaiah 66 and 23. Let's see what this says. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66. And I'm going to start at, I'm starting at 21. Isaiah 66 and 21. And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith the Lord. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. So this is talking about the new heaven and new earth. New rulership. And let's see what's going to happen. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall Salakia Israel. It says, and from one Sabbath to another shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So everybody's going to be keeping the new moon, the Sabbath, to come worship before the Lord. So I don't care what anybody say, you're going to be keeping the Sabbath in the kingdom, you're going to keep the new moon in the kingdom. So you better learn how to rehearse these righteous acts now, or you won't make it. Do we understand? All praise to the Most High. So Israel, I'm so glad you could join your brother today with another beautiful topic. I pray that you learn something new, and what you learn, you apply it to your everyday life. I pray that you stand strong in these last days. Keep the faith and the commandments to the best of your ability. Try, Israel. Try your best to offend less. Until next time, Israel.
It's a high holiday, we finna go live. Throw your fists in the air, represent your tribe. Northern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Everybody, all praises to the Most High. It's a high holiday, we finna go live.